we continue examining the design nuances of the Music Hall vinyl turntables. Our channel already has several reviews of this brand's models, but today's guest is probably the most balanced in terms of price-quality ratio. Let's meet the MMF-3.3 SE. The device is extremely interesting even in its original configuration, but at the same time it is a good base for further modernization. However, let's talk about everything in order. Hello everyone, this is Pult Electronics and me, Deco. Let's go. It's no secret that the Austrian company Project, with its huge factories, has practically monopolized the market of entry-level and mid-level vinyl turntables. Because almost 80% of all models of the most famous brands are manufactured at the Project factories. And many turntables of different brands look suspiciously similar to each other because many brands are not even engaged in development, but simply make the necessary configurations out of the components offered by the factory. At the same time, in this army of relatives you are unlikely to meet absolute clones, despite the obvious similarity in the element base. The company Music Hall also manufactures its entry-level and mid-level turntables on Project's factories and also uses many typical components. However, for vinyl lovers, this company is known for its special approach to the design of cabinet construction and creation of quite interesting configurations from the consumer's point of view. The company has several families of turntables. The higher the number, the cooler the device. Thus, the MMF-1 family of turntables is the entry level, an excellent option for the role of a tester. Models of the MMF-2 series are also relatively simple and affordable, but they are addressed to those music lovers who consciously choose a device, although not the most sophisticated, but for constant use. And the MMF-3 family is an ideal balance for the majority. And many music lovers don't need something cooler. After all, the technical and therefore the sound potential of the same MMF-3.3 SE allows you to squeeze out of the records much more useful sound information with less interference than the younger models can do. And the device looks great, because on your screens is the special edition of the MMF-3.3 model with natural walnut veneer in the cabinet finish. More precisely, with the finishing of the two cabinets. It uses the same multi-stage vibration control system as the much more expensive MMF-5.3 model. Namely, the lower plate on 3 shock-absorbing feet is the base for the upper plate, and between the plates another set of dampers in the form of rubber cones is used. And the tone arm and platter bearing are mounted on the top plate, while the motor is mounted on the bottom plate. It is a 15-volt, 4-watt DC motor with electronic speed control. The torque transfer from the motor shaft to the platter is not quite conventional. For 33 and 45 RPM speeds, a belt is used, and the speeds are switched by a button on the body. But for 78 RPM plates, it is necessary to use a separate silicone belt, and the main belt must be removed from the motor shaft at this time. Both drive belts are, of course, included in the kit. Why such complications? The manufacturer does not give any explanations on that matter. We can only assume that the whole complex of vibration control is most effective in the range of standard speeds. But at much higher engine speeds, additional damping is required when transmitting torque to the platter. And this is implemented by using a very soft additional belt. It seems inconvenient, but it's worth mentioning that 78 RPM records are very rare these days. So most owners of this turntable will never have to move the belt. The record is read from a straight 219mm carbon fiber tone arm with an anti-skating weight system. And as stated, Swiss bearings. From the factory, the tone arm is already fitted with an Orthophone 2M red cartridge head. This is not the youngest cartridge, so you will hardly want to quickly change it for something better. Your records will sound good right away. But if you want more, you can always get an even better cartridge head. MMF-3.3 mechanics will not become a bottleneck in this case, but the owner is free to choose a phonostage, as the turntable does not have a built-in one. And the standard polycarbonate cover, of course, is also included. Quite a turntable. For this price, the record player is a really tempting choice because the only negative points I would include are not very convenient anti-skating weights, which require more careful handling of the tone arm. But the tone arm and the head for this price are probably the best. However, the main advantage of the unit is, of course, the double cabinet with multi-stage damping and spectacular natural veneer finish. That's all for today. Stay tuned and see you later.